almost.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it almost doesn't, because I do think that this film is pretty simplistic in terms of narrative and
For sure.
not particularly special. But again, the mood that it creates around this story
Yeah.
is almost the
'Cause, I mean,
story.
I feel like, granted, I feel like I've seen this story before. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, witch gets killed, she vows revenge, she comes back, you know, she wants a younger body. We've all seen this.
Yeah.
It's just the way that he applies
The imagery is so
filmmaking.
evocative and
Oh,
like
yeah, it's
much
hypnotizing.
and much creepier. Again, just like the way that, you know, the camera like pans across her hand as it like grabs someone else's skin, and the
Yeah.
slow way that it does that, and it's just as slow as her actual like choreographed hand motion. It's almost like the two things are like in tandem with each other, and like that's way creepier than if you just saw a wide shot of that happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, it's very easy to see why Bava is considered like a master and why his style would inspire so many filmmakers. Because watching this, I was like, because I've seen a lot of the Universal monsters and I like a lot of them, but I was like, I've never seen them done.
Yeah, I've never
quite-
seen them filmed like this.
Yeah, in just this way that really got under my skin watching, you know, things that I have seen before, or things that are kind of absurd. Like there's a bit where there's like an exploding coffin, and I'm like, oh, that's silly. But like the way that you're
I thought it
watching
was great, yeah.
you're just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, and it sets like, because it sets tone throughout the whole movie so that these kind of more supernatural things, once they are shown, they're not so they don't come off as silly.
Yeah.
Because now we've gotten to the point where we realize that this witch has powers, and then what I like too is that it doesn't just explode; it kind of rumbles a little bit first.
Oh, yeah,
like there's
yeah.
something going on, like she's
Yeah.
gaining her power back or something like that, and then it does the explosion, and then that little deception that happens at the end when we have. Well, I guess before we go into that, I would like to talk about the girl that plays the witch, and she plays two
Barbara Steele,
characters,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She plays the daughter as well as the witch.
Yeah.
And the way that she uses her eyes mostly, like,
Yeah,
you
to
know,
play
the
both
witch is
those
like
characters.
creepy and she's all wide-eyed and stuff, but when she plays the daughter, she's more,
It's more of an
restrained
innocent,
and innocent, and it's an amazing performance, really, to do both like that.
Yeah.
But then it leads to that where she needs the her body to become young again and all that, and that little deception scene with I don't know who he is. Is he a prince? Is he a boyfriend of the daughter? They seem to have a romantic relationship by the end.
Oh, the doctor's assistant or whatever, like the handsome
the
dude
handsome
who comes
leading
to town
man.
with the professor, and the professor who gets like possessed and
Yeah.
ends up kind of getting all fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I love that that deception scene where he almost is about to like touch her and allow her to basically take over the body or whatever it was, and then it shows the inside.
Oh yeah, she like pulls her shirt
and
thing.
it's
and
like skeletal and just it's
yeah.
grotesque. I thought.
Yeah,
it was
well,
great.
and even the shots when she's first she's the corpse in the coffin, and they like break the cross off, which like undoes the magic that would stop her or whatever.
Yeah.
And when she's like the first shot of like her corpse in there, like covered in scorpions and like like again, it's very fleshy, which is just different from.
And
like,
they still have the mask, and when they like take it off, they have holes in the face and all that.
Oh yeah, well, because we could talk about that scene where the prince comes out of the grave, which is one of the best sort of like grave resurrection scenes I've ever seen. Where, where the mounds of dirt just slowly start rising up, and his hands come out all like slimy and bloody, and his nails are super long, and he's like reaching around, and the first thing you see is him coming up with that very inhuman mask that's been clearly hammered into his face.
Yep.
And he pulls it off, and he's all like, again, like clammy and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a great thing too, is the fact that the makeup is so well done that you can see it through kind of the black and white, because I mean that it obviously makes it more difficult to see textures in black and white. I find, but his face looks legitimately
and
disgusting.
you can't see the discoloration of the dead corpses, right?
Right. So
it's
instead
all
they
monochrome.
add like layers and blotches to his face, and it just makes him look so uneasy and disgusting, and it's really well done.
Yeah, and when these these two, it's the prince and princess at the beginning, right? Who are they have this mask of Satan, which is where the alternative title came from.
Yeah.
That they hammer and spike into their faces. and then they curse the castle and they curse the family, basically being like, we're gonna come back and we're gonna. And I guess the Italian version hints at a bit of an incestuous relationship between the prince and the princess.
Oh, really?
I saw the American version, so I didn't get.
Yeah, I didn't think it was mentioned in the dub.
Apparently, it's evoked a little bit more in the Italian version.
Okay.
Sort of like that cure for wellness kind of thing.
Is that like Constantine? Is that his name? Okay.
Yes.
The prince. Okay.
Yeah, and they both come back and they basically just want their bodies, or they want new bodies.
Yeah.
And I love the imagery of those two painted on the walls, and how the family because again, I think it's 2 centuries later is the big title card that comes up.
Yeah.
So a lot of these people don't even remember this prince and princess, the family who are living in the house, but their paintings are up on the wall, and everyone kind of has like this weird, strange relationship with the paintings.
They keep saying it changed.
Yeah.
But then they're just like.